Hello YouTube, welcome back to channel Chuggy. I am here with Randy Chism for this week's edition of Chuggy Chat. And today we are going to talk about probably the most important aspect of the bowling game, more important than your equipment, more important than your jersey that you wear, your mental game, all up here.
Yes.
So, why is your mental game so important in this sport, Randy?
Well, once you get your foundation established, your basic fundamentals, and you've been in bowling a while, if you want to be competitive, then most of it is going to be mental. Whether you talk to yourself positively or negatively, it's going to have a big impact on your release, the way you throw the ball, where you throw the ball, reading lanes, what matchups you want with your equipment, all of it, including the fundamentals and what can go wrong in your swing at any time. So you have to be really careful with things you say to yourself. And to me, it's all about what the instincts pick up on. If you're really nice to yourself, you talk positive to yourself, they're going to feel pretty good about executing great shots. If you get down on yourself, you get upset at yourself, frustrated, they're going to pick up on that also.
Yep.
And that's going to carry over into your swing feel, your fundamentals, your lack of feel for reading lanes, all of it. So you have to be really, really careful on what your instincts are picking up.
And I want to touch on something that you said about carryover, and this is a problem that I myself, even with all my years of bowling, I still get caught in that little trap of, let's say you've thrown your first shot, you pulled it left or you missed right, something like that. You didn't make a good shot. What I struggle with is putting that shot out of my head. I should not be thinking about that shot on my spare ball, and that's a trap that I fall into, and I'm sure a lot of bowlers fall into. What advice do you have about, just getting over a bad shot, not letting it seep over into your spare shot and things like that?
Well, what you can actually do, you can train your mind, you can train your mental game to think a certain way. Sure, there's going to be frustration. There's going to be times we're disappointed, maybe the way we're rolling the ball, things we could have done better. That's going to happen. We're only human. But what we can do is already start thinking about the next shot. What do you want to do on the next shot that's maybe better? Maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you think about it for a second. Maybe you don't know what it was. But move on. You got to think about the next shot, what you want to do. It's about positivity and telling your instincts what you want to do. Just keep going with that. And one of the strongest mental bowlers that I know of on tour, everybody knows him, is Belmo. He's probably one of the strongest mental players I've ever seen. Very rare you're going to see him get down on himself and let it carry over to the next shot. Many, many times, and you can witness this as you see him in the future. He throws a ball, he's already thinking one or two shots down the road. He's already got that. Good or bad, he's already put that behind him. He's already ready for the next one. So that's one of the first things you can do. And visualizing is huge also. In all sports, visualizing plays such a big part. So if you throw a bad shot, well, visualize what you want to do on the next shot and just keep doing it, keep doing it. It gets easier, and you can train yourself to do that automatically. As far as muscle memory goes, same thing. You have to be careful with the body language you use. If you are frustrated, you throw a bad shot, you come back. How many times you've seen people say, well, I did this or I did that, and they're upset. Well, if what they did was pull their arm across their body and they do it again coming off the approach, they're setting the tone to do that again on the next shot. So body language, you always want to be positive with that. If you want a better swing than you had on the previous shot, then do that swing coming off. If you want to loosen your hand a little bit, create more feel with the hand at release, soften your hand coming off and just let your fingers, just be relaxed. But don't say I did this, or just relax. So visualization, muscle memory, what do you want to accomplish on the next shot plays a big part.
Yeah, absolutely right, and that's something that I myself have been trying to learn more to do is, visualizing my shot. Of course, we all envision all 10 pins going down, but there's so much more to it than that. It's where you lay the ball down on the lane. It's where it's crossing the arrows. It's where it's crossing at the break point. Things like that. You should, at least for me, I have a mental, track in my mind of what I want that ball to do, how I want it to do it, and how it's going to get into the pocket before it's even released my hand. And then you touched on something that we'll talk about in future episodes. But part of the mental game is knowing when to come out of equipment. Knowing what mistakes you did. You talked about if you tugged the ball. Well, if you tug the ball, you kind of know that you've tugged the ball, and you can kind of make little micro adjustments to prevent that error on the next ball and things like that. So. Do you have anything else as far as mental is concerned?
Well, as far as instincts go, again, I'm talking about instincts, what they pick up on, your body language, the words you use, even the tone of voice. If you come up and you're upset of something, they pick up on that, and they're not going to feel good about the next shot. So be really, really careful with the words you use to yourself, the tone of voice, the way your body moves. Is it relaxed? Is it positive going forward? Those things are so, so important for your next shot.
Absolutely, and I think we hear a lot in, not just this sport, but a lot of more individual sports, to play within yourself, you know your game, you know what you can do, get out of your own head. I know that's so much easier said than done, but there's times, where I'm just so in my head and I just close my eyes, take a deep breath. I know how to bowl, execute good shots, and I'll do my visualization and, let the ball do the work, because oftentimes when you're overthinking something, you become tense, and then you start to overthrow, you start to overwork the ball, and then that's not going to help either. So, taking a deep breath, relaxing, that can help your mental game as well.
Yeah, and based on that, if you don't mind, there's a point where you have to let go and just relax and go throw a shot without thinking. If you have too much noise going on, you're thinking about too many things, you just have to put it aside, take a deep breath, walk around, whatever you need to do, just go roll a ball. Don't even think about it. You've done it a million times, just go do it. When you establish your feel back, your release, then you can start thinking a little bit again about what you want to do.
All right, Randy, well, thank you again so much for your time here on Chuggy Chat. And you out there in internet world, like, subscribe, share. And please, if you like this, let me know in the comments. You can email me. You can get in touch with Randy at his information. It's in the description. I'll put it in there. But please, like, subscribe, and keep on chugging.
Keep rocking.